Hi, I'm Angel, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Greatest Showman. It's The Greatest Showman. This movie musical is about the life of P.T. Barnum, who is a real person, one of the fathers of the circus, if you will, I think. And it tells his tale of rags to riches, as well as the tales of his wife and people he's worked with, and the circus and etc. With color, flashy outfits, a lot of dancing and singing, and of course, acrobatics. Overall impression, as a girl who likes musicals, I thought it was okay. I wasn't in love and I wasn't in hate. First of all, can we talk about Moulin Rouge? One of, if not my favorite movie of all time. This movie was dripping with references, callbacks, similarities. The whole beginning number reminded me of Moulin Rouge's intro and beginning. There was a rooftop scene with the two protagonists just dancing and running around. Hello, talk about sparkling diamond and the penniless sitar player. Even the leads are kind of similar. You have the penniless man and the sparkling diamond. Now, granted, in Moulin Rouge, she was also penniless, but seemed to be full. But it's not the same story, obviously. Now, you can't fault them. I mean, it deals with the circus, and Moulin Rouge is burlesque. It's kind of the same ambiance. You have extravagant outfits, people in kind of drag makeup. So let's talk about the visuals. It was nice to look at. It's not a bad movie. Some of the outfits are really interesting and nice, but as a person who doesn't like the dark side of circus, not the clowns and boo-boo-boo or Cirque du Soleil type of circus. I'm talking about the American Horror Story season whatever, where it's more of a freak show than it is an interesting spectacle. That bothers me on so many levels, for the concept, for look of it, but you don't get much grotesque here. They actually try to respect the atypical people in the circus, the attractions basically. The movie doesn't make fun of them or ridicule them, but that's actually the point, right? It's because P.T. Barnum wanted to attract people to his show by hiring people that were on the fringe of society, that were unusual, persecuted for being unique, and he actually wanted to make them special and own their uniqueness. But that's kind of a double-edged sword, right? On the one hand, you're celebrating yourself and your uniqueness and you're making money off of it and presenting yourself to the world, controlling your narrative, but at the same time, you're an act. And you're not being treated like a normal person. You're being treated like a mythical creature that's putting on a show, that's here to be gawked at, that people have to pay money to see. Anyways, I'm going way too much into the subject matter. Let me pull back, sorry. The filming was good. I really appreciated the way the dance sequences were filmed. If there are awards for dance numbers in movies, this definitely should get nominated and win. It was crazy great choreography. There was like a Mary Poppins style background at some point on the rooftop. I was like, okay, so we're kind of going for a theatrical feel. This could be a Broadway show, but at the same time, it's trying to be a movie. Sometimes it was mixing mediums, but I didn't mind it. Hugh Jackman as P.T. Barnum. He did a good job with what he had to do. I mean, this actor is a good actor. He's a great actor. But I really did not like his voice for this genre, for the songs he was given. Sometimes I was like, this is more of a Josh Groban tone, and he sounded strained and more Broadway, or rather, he sounded like he was talking when he was singing. And these songs were more made for a singing kind of voice, not a talking kind of voice. I don't know if that makes any sense. Sometimes I thought, you know, this is a song that Taylor Swift should be singing. Sometimes I thought this is a song that a young Whitney Houston should be singing, or some of the 90s pop rock artists, like that song that song just did not suit him at all. From the weird dance to the singing, I did not like it at all. I thought I hated the song, but I think I just did not appreciate the match between him and the song. Just no, I would not accept it. Because when I saw the backup dancers doing it, and there's like this one actor in a golden suit, legs for days, you should be in the center singing the song because you're doing it justice. But that's just a personal preference. That bothered me. I don't know if it would bother anyone else. I'm just mentioning it in case you also noticed that. The songs were too young for his voice. I think sometimes the movie tried too hard, and I could see the effort in trying to be a classic, trying to be a musical, trying to be all the feels, you know? For example, his children, come on, they were a bit too much with the giggles and the cartwheels and the little twirling and the wishing about Santa Claus and singing that song as I'm staring at lights on a bedsheet. They tried too hard. The movie did take some turns that I found a bit unexpected for a musical. The character of P.T. Barnum is illustrated as a kind of well-rounded person in the sense that the childhood traumas that he experienced, they did have an effect on the type of character and man that he grew up to be. He isn't a perfect person. It does portray him as a person who was struggling with insecurities, confidence issues, and how he could easily get in his own way. His wife was just so happy, his family is happy, he has all the things, but that hole inside of him, that emptiness inside of him can never be filled with real things because he always aspired to be somebody else growing up and was so disrespected and treated like nothing for so long that he carries that weight with him. Even when he's successful, it's never enough. That's realistic, and I appreciated that was part of the storyline. We also see his insecurities play out with his employees. I don't know if that's what you can call them, but that's what I'm going to call them because that's what they are. But I can't really get into it without maybe spoiling the movie. So yeah, I was refreshed and surprised by the turn in character, but I was disappointed with the ending, if you will. I don't know if it was really how things went, but it's a bit too shiny for me. The music in this movie is really good. Some of the songs are instant classics, instant hits, like obviously This Is Me, Never Enough, and I was actually really moved to tears when they performed This Is Me. It's an epic song, but you have to watch the movie to really appreciate the song fully, I think. One thing I didn't find realistic, but maybe I'm completely wrong in this, was the discrimination that Zendaya's character would go through. I mean, I'm sorry, but there were some scenes, she had the same skin tone as Zac Efron. She just looks like a white girl with a tan. It just didn't feel very realistic to have her be the character that's experiencing so much segregation and disrespect. Her brother, yeah, okay, but her, I could be wrong. Hey, maybe racism really was or is that deep. And then what really bothered me was the love story between Zac Efron and Zendaya's characters. It felt so superficial, just tacked on to the story, just to have a love story because the main character's married pretty quick from the beginning of the movie. So the movie can't really be about a love story the way Moulin Rouge is, the way most musicals are, that makes people's hearts flutter, and we want that, right? We love to see two characters falling in love, but it did not work for me at all. I didn't see the chemistry, we didn't see the build-up, they just look at each other once and what we're supposed to believe that now they've fallen in love. Where are the montages of them getting to know each other, of them interacting, of them fighting, so that we could be like, oh, okay, I'm rooting for these two. I see there's something there. No, it was just a look, that's it. And then we go from a look to a hand hold to a hand let go. Like, no, I'm sorry. Poorly added to the story. It wasn't baked in at all. It was sprinkles on top of a salad. It doesn't need to be there. You know, it's a good thing that they made this movie for P.T. Barnum. I think it kind of fits the kind of person he was, a true American entrepreneur. Making a movie or a documentary on him wouldn't have done him justice. If he really was a person who liked to put on a show, make things grandiose and spectacular, it has to be a musical or a Broadway musical. Yeah. And I just want to say that I really appreciate what P.T. Barnum did because I went to see Cirque du Soleil, as you would say in English. And it was an amazing spectacle to see dance and music and lights and acrobatics and seeing the human body being pushed to its limits in such a grandiose way. It was life-changing, so awe-inspiring. It was beautiful, inspiring. And I can only imagine the number of art directors or music video makers or concert designers who would be inspired. It was amazing. And if it all started with P.T. Barnum, then thank you. He really is a great American entrepreneur that deserves all the respect. In the end, it's not my favorite musical, but I enjoyed this movie. Even the story isn't my favorite, but it's still enjoyable. If you like musicals, if you like Moulin Rouge, the movie is enjoyable, so watch it. I guess that's all that needs to be said. What did you think? Your turn to talk. Comment section below. Did you see The Greatest Showman? What did you think? I would love to hear from you. Before you go, click on the like button, subscribe to Music Game News, turn on that notification bell. email and recommend a movie or a TV show if there's anything you want. Thank you for watching. I'm Angel signing off. A better place in the world can boop boop ba da ba.